Hello everyone, I wanted to do a sit down video because I'm doing a bit of thinking. So right now we are on Easter break. So in the UK we have a 4-day weekend and I get to do quite a bit of thinking, organization, resetting as we are in the year of the reset. Now, last week I did not post a video and that wasn't for lack of content. Actually, I had filmed a week in my life twice because I did it a first week and then I did it a second one. And I had noticed that I had been very busy. I was tired, I was working super long hours, and I almost didn't feel like editing those videos. I remember at the end of the first week, I said, you know what, this just looks like it's a lot. Let me wait another week, film it, and then edit that one. That one will be better. But it wasn't. Or maybe it was. And here is the thing. I thought if I start editing those videos and hearing the thoughts that I was verbalizing at the time, it might come across as a little bit negative. But then I had to take a step back, like look at the very big picture. If I were to journal and then maybe instead of documenting my day or my week, think about how my month was or my year is so far, my year of reset. And then once I reframed this, it became a lot more positive. So yes, I worked long hours. Yes, I worked part of my weekend. And yes, I spent a lot of time stressing about catching buses and things like that. But if I were to look at the positive bits, I still managed to attend my ballet classes. I started one more new hobby. I managed to see my best friend's parents for dinner. I got to go to a gallery. I got to go to an evening. It was supposed to be an exhibition opening. I went, I didn't like it. And yes, maybe it wasn't worth the stress and etc. But I didn't like it. I stayed 15 minutes and then I met a girl there and we decided to go and have a snack at a random German restaurant. And then I went back home. So I do feel that sometimes I get caught in the physical and emotional toll of having a very demanding life, but I forget that at the end of the day, I'm still going upwards. My overall trajectory is upwards. And so I decided to not edit those videos and instead take the time to think about all my insecurities and the thing that I have been thinking, oh, is this a positive or a negative? And without being completely Pollyanna, just put them in perspective. So one of my insecurities was about, okay, so I'm in this place, I keep calling it my reset place because my plan is to stay here for a year and then potentially leave because it is really, really on the borderline too expensive and too big for what I need. But then I decided to reframe it because I keep behaving as though I were to only live through a suit in my suitcase, like, oh, I cannot get too comfortable, etc. But that's not the point. Let me get comfortable here and then I will deal with what I deal with whenever I decide to move. So one example was my plants. I kept saying, oh, I shouldn't get any plants because moving them would be such a nightmare. But I want to have a nice place. What if I end up staying here longer? But also, if I end up moving, it's fine. I will move my plants. Some of them might get broken, but that shouldn't prevent me from experiencing the joy of having something green that is growing, of trying to, through process of trial and error, make some flowers bloom in my balcony and things like that. So I just decided, you know what, let's go for it. Similarly, I was a bit intimidated by, oh, I've had such a mess and it doesn't really work with my ADHD brain when things are messy, but at the same time, whenever things are busy at work, they get even messier. So I just decided, you know what, I'm not gonna go full crazy on my spring clean, but I'm going to just do one small thing every weekend. And last weekend, it ended up being this little corner, my art corner that I call. And it's just one corner in my house. And it's the only corner that is not cluttered, but I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy with it. I keep finding my eye just going to it. And all of this area is a mess. My room is a mess. My living room is not. But I'll take the win. It's important for me to take the win. It's a very lovely art corner that I have. And I'm going to start art again. And that's another one. I was thinking, oh, I have not been an artist for 21 years. Why is it that now I'm all of a sudden trying to do this? Am I going through a midlife crisis? And then, oh, what if I make content about it and then people think, oh, this is Uga's latest thing? So what? I am a multi-talented person. I am a multi-hobby person. And yes, there's gonna be all the memes about ADHD people tend to go very, very deep into something and then drop it. So what? What if I am into something for a year and then I drop it? Why is that anybody else's problem? And so rather than self-censor, I just decided no. I currently happen to be into ballet. By the way, it's going well. I'm still very bad at all the moves, but I just enjoy it. And I think it has helped with the overall strength in my body. To give you an example, early on when I started the adult beginner ballet, I had a small niggle on my left side that was effectively a tight calf muscle. That tightness in the calf was going either up or down, going to the hamstring or going down to the Achilles. Eventually it ended up traveling up, and it got made worse by me trying to run a couple times, which I haven't been doing. And then I ended up getting the upper hamstring injury. Now, a year or 2 years ago, if that had happened, I would have had to go to the physio and be very frustrated about it, etc., etc. This time I didn't go to physio, and this is not medical advice. You have to know your body enough to know when you're injured, when you need medical help, etc. But this time I just decided to be very gentle about it, but also a little bit stubborn. So I continued to do certain things, take a few days off, researched my injury, and while I am still injured, I did not go through the aggravation of having to take time off work to go to the physio. Because the thing is, it's not about the 30 minutes to go to the physio. It's about scheduling the appointment, going there, going back to work, etc. It's just a lot of aggravation that when I am busy just stresses me out. And I know health comes first, but I also know that sometimes you just need to pick the lesser of two evils. And where I was at, I just wanted to make sure that I saw progress in me. And for me, just having to go to the physio one more time would have been seen as a step back. So I ended up just working with it. It's an injury that takes months and months and months, but I'm actually pretty happy with how it's progressed. I have my ups and downs, but actually that went really, really well. And I'm happy with that. So I continue to do my little absolute beginner ballet. I finished my little intro course, and we did a little Swan Lake choreography, which was super cute. I continue to do my belly dancing, and again here in belly dancing, I have a few trips. I'm going to like 4 countries. It's quite intense. I'm not very, so some of them I'm looking forward to. Some others are really just more work than it should be, but it's fine. But then that meant that I'm going to miss 2 or 3 classes in each course, and I was not very happy about it. And then I decided, you know what, it's okay. Let me still enjoy the ones that I do. And Sandra has been on fire. I mean, the last 2 lessons we did are, I think, some of the best I've had since I started dancing with her. And even other people in the class agreed with that. And so I don't regret going, knowing that I'm going to miss half of the course. I still enjoyed it. And now what I'm doing is, because this is a bank holiday and I have 4 days, I decided not to travel. In the next one, I'm going to travel. Actually, I'm going to Venice. But for this bank holiday, I decided to use the 4 days to just do a mini reset. So I already have my art corner. I'm gonna be doing a lot of art. I'm going to do a lot of body self-care. So I'm gonna be massaging. I'm going to be practicing a little bit of belly dance, a little bit of ballet. I also decided to learn how to ride a bicycle. This is something that's been bothering me for a long time, many years. I've tried instructors in Brussels, in London, etc. And this time I bit the bullet and I decided to order a bike. My best friend has a Brompton, which is a very expensive bike. And he lent it to me during one of the lockdowns. I think the second one. I mean, in the UK we had so many lockdowns, it was ridiculous. But I think during the second lockdown he lent me his bike, and I remember trying to ride it once, and then I panicked and whatever. This time I just decided to go very slowly and kindly with myself, and so I just take a rental bike, and maybe once a week or every 2 weeks I will go and do one little loop of my local park. This might take me months, but I don't care. I will get there, but I will get there at my own rhythm, because I think I was just always disappointed by how slow my progress is and how scared I am and how I don't have a sense of balance and how my hamstring tendinopathy tends to flare up and blah 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 blah. But now what I'm doing is that I'm just pushing on all of these things at once, and some of them get slower, some of them get on a pause, but I'm no longer just doing the all or nothing thing. And because I have so many various interests, so many open projects, it's actually a catalyst rather than paralysis through a lot of things. Rather than feel that, oh, I have too many tabs, I don't know what to do. Instead, I'm like, oh, today I really don't have enough courage to go and attempt to do a loop of the park because I feel too nervous to go through the narrow bits. So, you know what? Let's not cycle today. Instead, let me film a video. Or I don't have energy for a video and my hamstring hurts and I don't want to do any reading, etc. Let me just listen to some music while folding clothes and doing a bit of decluttering. I haven't decluttered in ages. I'm still at the stage of doing things little by little, but doing them thoroughly. So let me just take 2 drawers and look at every single item in those drawers, and then see what I keep, see what I need to repair. Be realistic with myself. Am I going to repair this? Otherwise, let's get rid of it. Like, I had some broken things that for some reason I kept because I felt bad about them being broken. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to let go of them. So yeah, this is my reset. I'm not giving you a weekly vlog where I'm complaining about working until 2 a.m. and etc. But instead, this is a reframing of my reset. Overall, if I do an assessment of where I am 5 months in or however long that's been, it's an upward trajectory. I'm doing a lot better on a lot of aspects, and I think I'm gonna have a glorious summer, and I'm looking forward to it. So this is not meant to be preachy or anything, but I kind of needed to sit down with myself and just have a candid discussion about how framing the same week might look like. So I could choose to look at it as, why am I working so hard and things are really not sustainable for me, to actually, I'm doing well. I'm grateful to actually have the intellect and the stamina to be able to work long hours. I'm also grateful to have a nice team that, you know, sometimes I have to work super hard, but then other times they let me recover. So I'm like, you know what? Everything in balance. So now I'm going to, maybe, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'm gonna make lunch, or maybe I'm gonna go and listen to music while folding some clothes. Doesn't sound glamorous, but actually it just improves my environment, improves my energy. And then tomorrow I'm going to film what I have been doing in my first week of art. You know, I've set up my corner. So what have I up to, because I did make some progress, and here is a little sneak peek. Ooh. So I have been doing stuff, and I cannot wait to start my art series with you. The same way that I did an intro to ballet, the same thing that I talked a bit about my running. So I have some hobbies that are now at the forefront. So art is at the forefront, ballet, and a little bit of belly dancing. And as of this week or next week, cycling is also going to, or learning to cycle is going to be also at the forefront. What currently is not a top priority is running, swimming, which I used to be into, and hiking. And I think in about 1 or 2 months, hiking will be back in the mix, and I don't know what else I'm gonna remove, but we'll get there when we get there. So this was a very chatty video, but I felt like we needed to have that, proper discussion. Thank you for listening.